Amazon.com and Jeff Bezos have been serving us and confounding us for decades. That's right, confounding us. The truth is, this company does $90 billion, that's billion with a B, $90 billion worth of sales every year. And they still barely squeeze a few $1,000,000 of profit out. It's an odd kind of business model. Shareholders don't seem to mind. And we keep buying. They are serving us. But now it's a little more uncomfortable as stories have begun to spill out this week about Amazon's culture, a culture of dystopian, brutally Darwinian workspaces in which people are regularly reduced to tears, in which people leave saying they're going to need as many years of therapy to undo the damage of being there as the number of years they spent there. So, what is going on? Now, I think it's easy actually to criticize what's going on at Amazon, especially because focusing on the ills of the Amazon workspace, it distracts us from our own participation in Amazon. And it turns out that there are a lot of ways to criticize it, maybe, but we all use it. So really, it's not just Amazon we have to look at, it's us. How do we relate to work? Who brings the things that we use to our homes and our tables? And what are the implications for us? One could argue that Amazon shouldn't be criticized at all, because as the old adage goes, if you want the extraordinary, then you have to demand the impossible. And they have done the extraordinary. Now, before you get all upset and say, oh my God, Brad, why are you defending Amazon? I'm not. I'm just saying that innovation brings new realities, and radical innovation brings radically new realities, and we have to look at where we are relative to all of them, not just wag our finger at some big bad Jeff Bezos, who actually serves most, if not all of us who are watching this, really well in lots of settings. So instead of just screaming about the evils of Amazon, I want to suggest 3 quick ways to navigate through radically innovative and novel business settings. The first is to know that growth always has costs. So Amazon has created something new, and as wonderful as it is, someone is going to pay for it. And that's not just true for Amazon. That's always. Be mindful about that. In fact, it's interesting, when pressed on these stories, Bezos and his team keep saying, that's not the Amazon we know, as if that's an excuse. It's not. They need to know, not that Amazon is evil or they're bad people, but there are people who experience Amazon as a deeply oppressive place. The Amazon they should know includes the full range, and that's true for all of us. We should know more about where and how anything we use gets to us. It won't be perfect, and that's okay, but the more knowledgeable we are, the better positioned we are to be ethical consumers. Number 2, whatever work rules should be in place, always protect from the bottom up. The fact is, there are people in high-powered law firms and trading floors and hospitals who are working as many hours and as seemingly dystopian Darwinian environments. It's not that there's one set of work ethics for all people. It's that the more power you have and the more you are paid, the more the impossible can be demanded of you. The lower down you are and the more you're working day to day just to survive, the more protected you have a right to be. And the last was probably good for all workers, from the so-called lowest to the so-called highest, from the least paid to the most paid. And that's actually an old biblical idea called Sabbath. I don't care if you observe it on Saturday or Sunday or Friday or frankly any day of the week. But imagine that however hard you work, however much that to accomplish the extraordinary you are attempting the impossible, 1/7 of your time is unreachable by that pursuit. Because 1/7 of the time you are allowed to remember that your importance in the world is not simply because of what you do, but because you are. And if you do that 1/7 of the time, then the other 6 days of the week, as the Bible says, go out and work and do, even if it feels a little dystopic or a little bit Darwinian. It's amazing how much those 6 days can be put in perspective if you have that other day.